What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. As you just seen, we had Golden State Houston, the game that we all wanted to see, the series that we all wanted to see. Y'all waiting for this video to see me put this up at the end of the day. I picked Houston and Golden State to get this far in my last couple series. I didn't think they'd win in five, and I didn't think they was going to win in five against San Antonio. Houston, I think I got that one right, but they destroyed the Utah Jazz because they couldn't keep up. They didn't have enough. Donovan Mitchell went down. They fought. They tried. They played with a lot of heart, and you got to give credit to those teams that made it. But at the end of the day, it's looking like a Golden State Cleveland. Um, Only real team that can stop that from happening is Houston. And you guys know at basically since 2014, I've been covering the Rockets as much as I can. I give a lot of credit to Daryl Morey for putting these players together, trading for James Harden, putting the necessary pieces because they already went to the Western Conference Finals before. Obviously, adding people like Trevor Ariza, PJ Tucker, Bahamute. You add even Joe Johnson and get even deeper. You still got Gerald Green that can get hot and take over a series. Not take over a series, take over a game. You got Eric Gordon, which a lot of people didn't know that he was good. I said he was going to win Sixth Man of the Year. I said that he still has a lot left in the tank, and he doesn't have to do as much because he has a player like James Harden. Now he has a player like James Harden and Chris Paul on the same team. Chris Paul showed out. They're going to need Chris Paul. My first key to the series is they're going to definitely need Chris Paul. Chris Paul has never played in a Western Conference Final or Eastern Conference Finals. He played like he wanted to go. He willed this team 41-10. He hasn't had one of those games in a while. And I'm glad that he has that mentality. He's one of the best players ever, especially for that point guard position. But you don't have this opportunity that much, and it's proof of his career because at the end of the day, he never got this far. And this is something that we all know. But Chris Paul went out there, played his game. He gonna need to have a hell of a series at the end of the day to beat this Golden State team. You going against Steph Curry. Remember, it was an argument: is Steph Curry getting closer? Will Steph Curry be the best point guard in the league? And the only guy he was really competing against was Chris Paul because he was the best point guard in the league till Steph Curry started winning MVPs and averaging 30 on 50 and 40 and 90. So it's definitely tough to beat this Golden State team. You got to have a lot of discipline. You got to take care of the ball. You got to move the ball. You got to make everybody defend. You got to put them in situations where you put in the Clay. You got to run at him. You got to make him move his feet. You got to get him off balance. He guards James Harden decent. They have Iguodala. He always did a good job on James Harden, making them over dribble, making them overthink, getting them out of position, forcing them to shoot tough shots, and he even steals the ball a lot from him. Draymond Green is a guy that can guard anybody, 1 through 5, and he's gonna want some shots at James Harden also. And we all know that's true because at the end of the day, this team goes as far as James Harden goes until they added Chris Paul. And that's why I'm saying they really need him to show up. Bad part about it is Golden State do have a lot of bodies they can throw at James Harden and Chris Paul to make it tougher, to make it work. But if you set a couple screens, give them a couple spaces, they going to create space either if you give them the screen or put them put the defender at an awkward situation. They're going to pull up. They're going to take and create space for themselves. But they're going to have to really rely on them others. We know what James Harden can do. We know what Chris Paul can do. But they're going to need PJ Tucker to be consistently knocking down those threes and playing hard. I'm not going to question it, but they're going to need that to beat this Golden State team. Golden State don't have the number one record. They're not the best team in the West record wise, but they have had a lot of injuries. You can say the same thing about the Rockets. Chris Paul went down, James Harden went down, and they still, at this point, the number one team in the whole entire playoffs. And they got this far. So you got to give them credit and respect at the end of the day for that. But Gerald Green is going to have to give them quality minutes. Obviously, they're going to have to rely a lot on Eric Gordon. He's been a little cold. He's getting a little back on track, but he's going to have to play a pivotal part. You might even see Ryan Anderson get some minutes. He has been a defensive liability, but he can stroke that three ball. He can pull centers out of that like JaVale and Zaza out of that paint and get them even further because he can pull up from anywhere too. And James Harden, he's going to have to find out what to do in the fourth quarter. Is he going to continue to play like he been playing the last couple years, which got them to the Western Conference Final? But he did have help with Josh Smith and them taking over, but they did close out the series too. So yeah, give credit to James Harden too. But one thing that I definitely think is that he can't do the dribble dribble. They have too much length. They have too much athleticism. They have too many lineups that can really, take that away. And we done seen that even in Utah. James Harden had a couple bad games, even against Minnesota, where if his three ball wasn't falling, and only thing he was doing then was just getting to the paint. But you can still make him finish over the top, and he can struggle with length. So at the end of the day, he gonna have to find other ways to be effective and efficient to get the best shots. Because if you got James Harden just throwing up a bunch of step back threes, he been hitting it this year. But I would live with that because he's not a 45% 3-point shooter. He's not a 40% 3-point shooter. So if I'm having him take contested leaning threes, I live with it. Same with Chris Paul. If I'm Golden State and we got Chris Paul living and dying by the three, if he hits it, well, he's just going to have to continue to hit it because I will live with a contested three, even if they making it. Even we seen that in this Utah game where Chris Paul was just making tough shots. That's not going to fall all series. And we done seen it with James Harden already in his playoffs. He hasn't had the best games. And that's going to hurt because they need him to be good against Golden State because we know Golden State can go out there and erupt. We know that Klay Thompson can get hot. We know that Steph Curry can steal games. We know that Kevin Durant can close games. He closed games like game one against the Pelicans. He closed against the best players, the people in the world. I'm not a LeBron believer. I'm not a LeBron LeGoat. But he did, close games against LeBron last year in the finals when the championship was on the line. We seen he was hungry. He wanted the moment. He wanted those times. And he went out there and performed and helped his team win the championship and got his first ring. So this team can give you a lot of matchup problems. Luckily for Houston, they can obviously go small. They can obviously throw Tucker out there with Trevor Ariza and have the length, the speed, and the athleticism to keep up with Golden State. But we know there's no defense really for Steph Curry. All you can really do is trap the pick and roll, force him to get the ball up. Give the ball up. And even if you do that, he's going to find other ways within the system. And Steve Kerr is one of the best coaches in the league. He's going to find ways to get Steph Curry open. He's going to find ways to get Steph Curry looks, even if it's running ball screens nonstop until he gets some space. We all know Steph Curry can't, he ain't going to miss that many wide open shots. And he's going to get open. He's going to get shots. You just got to minimalize them to the best of your ability. Obviously, center-wise, they got the advantage with Clint Capella. Clint Capella is obviously the better inside player compared to JaVale McGee and Zaza. But like I said, even if they go with Capella, he's going to have to work hard. He's going to have to play the best of his games now. Because if you win this series, a lot of people will tell you that if you can beat Golden State, you pretty much can win the championship. And Houston has been consistently the best team this year. Even when the three ball haven't been falling, they still have been able to get this far. And they're a dangerous team. They can explode. They can take over. Obviously, coaching wise, I take Steve Kerr. He makes better adjustments. To me, he makes he does the little things, knowing the mismatches, knowing when to move the ball, knowing who to put through the screens, knowing who to go after every possession, and those points by points add up. And at the end of the day, those points help you win series. And that's something that we're going to really see about this Houston Rockets team. Like I said about the Clippers, you get a lot of dribble, 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 stop, throw up a shot, dribble, dribble, go through pick and roll, dribble again, find a shot, shoot it. That's not going to work against Golden State because they execute. That's not going to work against Golden State because they're a great defensive team and they play unified and together. Everybody is accountable. Everybody's helping. Everybody's watching. You got a vocal leader in Draymond Green that's watching the whole game, and he's watching the defense. He's watching the plays, and he's helping his team get to where they got to go, especially defensively. Kevin Durant has become an improved defender, rebounding the ball, blocking shots, being a good rotation and help defender. It's going to be tough for the Rockets when the game slow down. What is they going to go to? Isolation, one-on-one with a switch. You got to score over KD. You got to score over Klay. You got to score over Draymond. That's not going to work if you're trying to beat this Golden State team. That's the problem. Is a guy like Mike D'Antoni going to make the adjustments? Is he going to read the mismatches? Is he going to continue to just trust in the offense that got them there? Or is he going to be willing to make those adjustments to switch it up, to change it up, to beat a better team? Because I feel like even though Houston is the number one seed, I still feel like Golden State has the highest ceiling, and Golden State is the better team on paper, and they play better, more disciplined, better execution, more cleaner, don't turn the ball over, and they got guys that can erupt, even though Houston do too. But KD he done showed even at the end of this season. He can go for 40, he can go for 50, but he does it efficiently. And Chris Paul doesn't turn the ball over. Chris Paul can be efficient, but sometimes he don't want to shoot. Sometimes he look in the pass, and sometimes he play off the ball and don't be aggressive. So my key to this series is definitely going to be one, Chris Paul. Is he going to be in attack mode? Is he going to be looking, to put everything on the line? Which I'm not questioning. I'm just saying this is how his mentality should be, doing anything it takes to get to that championship. Is James Harden going to dribble too much? Is he going to resort to isolation? Is he going to trust taking difficult shots over great defenders and turning the ball over against players like Andre Iguodala and Draymond and Clay? If not, he's gonna have to finish over some long, lanky. Remember, James Harden is only 6'5". Klay Thompson 6'7". Iguodala is taller than he's 6'6". KD is 6'9", 6 whatever, and Draymond Green is legitimate taller than James Harden too. So, and they athletic and they physical. So is he going to resort to that selfish basketball, that inefficient basketball, or is he going to trust his teammates a little bit more? And can he make shots consistently? He might be the MVP, but his efficiency started dropping even in his playoffs, like I said before. Is Kevin Durant, this is a chance for him to get back to the finals. Is he going to have that heart? Do we want to take over? Is he going to try to, come out in game one and try to take those games? Like, their mentality got to be, we got to swing first. We going into Houston the first two games. Is not the mentality, if we can get one, or let's try to get one and that's it. Yeah, I got to go in there and try to get both of them. They got to go in there and try to blow them out. They got to go in there ready to execute and get the game started. Game one, first quarter. Let's go out here and show why we the best team in the world. They did that against the Pelicans, which was pretty cool. But they got to do this for 4 games against the Rockets, the best team in the NBA this season. So it's all about execution. It's all about the coaches. It's all about Steph and KD, one of the most unstoppable duos that we have. And then you got to add Clay. So as a trio, they can shoot, they can move, they can screen, they can go through pick and roll, they can go through screens and shoot the three, they can get in their positions and abuse mismatches. It's all about the X's and O's, the simple things, the simplistic things, and we're going to see who take advantage of them the most. We're going to see who take care of the ball the most, and we're going to definitely see who wants it more, Houston Rockets or the Golden State Warriors. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. This is going to be a great series. This is the series that we've been waiting for. And like I said, Cleveland is only getting better. Cleveland is getting more hungrier. And, they can't wait to go to the finals too. So this is the championship game. You're going to play your hardest. You're going to play against the best competition, and this going to get you ready. Like, if you win this series, you could go to the finals. You feel like you could beat anybody. That's how Houston should feel. That's how Golden State feel. But I will speak up for the Rockets. They beat Golden State the last couple of times in the regular season. Even though you can't count regular season, they're not scared of them. They feel like they can score with them. They feel like they can beat them. And they done it, but they haven't done it in the playoffs. James Harden lost to KD before in the playoffs in the first round. So he has more help. He has a better coach. He has another great player to go with him in this battle, in this war. First team to foe, I'm picking Golden State in 6. I feel like they do get some games in Houston, and they're going to take care of home court. The Pelicans was able to blow out the Golden State Warriors, so they are vulnerable. They can be beat. They can be beat decisively. But I feel like over a 7-game series, if I had the gun to my head, I feel like Golden State can beat anybody, and they have yet to get beat 4 games in any series with Kevin Durant. It ain't saying that much because he only played 1 full season last year, and, they're going to be tough to beat. Steph can take over. He took over against Kevin Durant and won that series for them with Clay. So we know what the duo can do. We know what the Splash Brothers can do, and we know that Kevin Durant, if he loses this series, it's going to be all on him. And what they need next. And if they win, KD going to be like, hey, I only got 1 more ring less than LeBron. Everybody bringing up LeBron. He's best. He's great. As we comparing him to Michael now. And KD, he's 29. He has a chance to go back to back. He has a chance to go against LeBron again and prove he's the best player in the world. And at the end of the day, it's all about hunger. How much do we want it? How much he gonna take over? This is his time. He's already an NBA champion. He has one more series to go to have another shot at winning number 2. And then he's only one championship behind LeBron. So that's going to put him in discussions. Because if he win 2, a lot of people going to be picking Golden State for him to win 3. And then he'll be tied with LeBron. Keep that in mind. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'm gone.